You know, my favorite genre is actually whatever book I'm working on at that time. For me, it's all based on the story. I'm a storyteller, so the genre, the setting, the time period, that's all mutable depending on the story that I'm telling. Well, as far as planning, I mean, if we're talking about research, I mean, research went on for a year before I started writing the book because we're dealing with the history of their traumatic pasts. But as far as setting like a plot or doing a lot of pre-planning as far as the storyline, I'm really a pantser novelist, which is somebody who writes by the seat of their pants. So to a certain extent, I have a general idea of where the story's going, but really the characters are telling me the story at the time that I'm writing it, and I just type as fast as I can to keep up. Well, of course. I mean, when you're talking about a series that has the number of readers that Crossfire does, you really can't even plan for that or hope for it. And actually, I was a little bit concerned when I wrote Bared to You that maybe it would be a little bit too dark, that the subject matter would be a little too dark, and maybe Gideon would be a little too dark and dangerous. But I'm so happy that readers have connected with him the way I do, and as surprising as it is, it's also extremely wonderful. I always feel pressure when I'm writing a new book, absolutely, because you're only as good as your latest book, and you're always hopeful that your newest book is your best book ever, and I strive for that with every one of my novels, and I just hope and keep my fingers crossed and pray that I hit the mark. In certain respects, the Afterburn series, which is Afterburn and Aftershock, which follows, the same couple, which is Gianna and Jackson, will seem, somewhat, there's a familiarity there because it's set in modern day New York, and we're talking about a modern businesswoman similar to Ava. But they're a very different couple. They have a very different, relationship dynamic. It's written from Gianna's perspective, so Crossfire readers will come into it and it will feel familiar and comfortable, but it will also be a very different story.